Hey guys, this is Jake, and today we need to have a talk, Forge community. Alright, so ever since Halo Reach, Forgers have been able to make customized teleporters, and now in Halo 5, with the existence of invisible teleporters, I've seen some of the most beautiful, awesome, and creative teleporters ever. This is great. However, I've also seen tons and tons of things Forgers claim to be teleporters, which do not aesthetically work as teleporters. So today we're going to explain how to make teleporters look like teleporters. Okay, so first thing first, you're going to have to accept that aesthetics are in fact an important function of gameplay. How things look are going to affect how the player is going to perceive their function. So in this case, you need to ask yourself, what is the function of a teleporter? My working definition of this is that a teleporter is a special device that a player must walk into that moves them to another location instantaneously. So we need to make it look like it can do those things. From our working definition, we can now create a set of guidelines to follow. So in this case, a teleporter must A. Look like a player can walk into it or be inviting. B. Must clearly differentiate itself from its surroundings. It needs to stick out. And C. Needs to have a distinguishing factor that can suspend the player's disbelief. Alright, so now that we have a set of guidelines, we're going to show some examples. If you want to, pause the video to think of an answer before I reveal the answer. So here's our first example. Alright, that should be enough time. So first of all, it definitely looks like a player can walk into it. It differentiates itself from the grassy and rocky terrain by using tree roots and a metal wall behind it. Along with this, using the yellowish swirling gobo, it gives somewhat magical aesthetic to it, which can suspend the player's disbelief. This first teleporter definitely checks out. Here's our second example. That should be enough time. Alright, so with this one, it immediately fails guideline A. There is a brim on the lower part of the fireplace, so it really doesn't look like it can be accessed. If it had some sort of staircase or direct access to walking into the flame, it would be much more inviting. In guideline B, however, it definitely succeeds. It contrasts from the rest of the room's greenish color tone with a bright bluish purple fire. Guideline C, however, can be very polarizing on this one. People naturally associate fire with a more dangerous connotation. Orange fire equals hot and painful. Blue fire equals even hotter and also painful. This can deter players from using it as a device to transport themselves. However, the purplish blue can also be seen as more magical, and therefore can work for some people. Sadly, this teleporter does not fully succeed in looking like a teleporter. Now, another guideline we need to set is for one-way teleporter systems. The working definition for a one-way teleporter system is that you have a sender node that abides by the previous set of guidelines we already went through, and the receiver node is a special device or place which a player appears at after being teleported. They cannot use this receiver node to teleport back. So our guidelines for a receiver node are that it must A. Clearly differentiate itself from its surroundings. It needs to stick out. B. It must look different than your sender node. And C, it shouldn't look like a player can enter it. You don't want players to try to enter something they can't. And D, it needs to have a distinguishing factor that can suspend disbelief. Now I'm going to be showing you two different examples. One of these is a more appropriate teleporter system. Pause the video if you need to. Alright, so if you chose example B, then you would be right. Not only did example A look the same as its sender, but it also is very inviting and it looks like a player can pass through it, which is not the desired traits. Example B clearly differentiates itself from its sender, while also looking not like it can be entered. That's what I have for today. I hope this will be helpful for those who plan on making their own customized teleporters on their maps. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Laters.